It's your girl, your host with the most, your favorite chick to chit chat with, Miss Mo. It's your sister on the pull up, here to help you unpack, process, and progress for empower and prosperity. How are we going to do that on this day? I don't know, but let's dive into it and see what we can unpack. So, as you all know, if you've been following the last 4 weeks, this entire month of May, we have been focusing on hope. That's been our focus point. And we've talked about hope from the sense of how critical it was for your future, your goals, your dreams. We talked about some of the things that could kind of kill, destroy, or taint your hope, which was comparison. Actually, I almost said competition, but that's another one. We also talked about how you speak about what it is you're hoping for, your communication, and not just how you speak about it, but how others speak about it, what you entertain. And basically, we talked about watching your mouth. And then we talked about some key components that help with hope. They go hand in hand with hope, which was faith and trust. Well, today, I want to talk to us about what is hope. And what is it that you're hoping for? So when you look up the word hope, it gives me two meanings. It says, one, a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. Two, a feeling of trust. So hope means that you trust that this thing you're hoping for will come to pass. It means that you're holding firm to it no matter what else shows up. But one of the things that I was thinking about when I was sitting here is that hope isn't necessarily a full-on position of full belief, which is why sometimes you lose hope because it's based on something, right? Well, when we talk about faith, it says now faith is the substance of the thing that's hoped for. So your faith, wherever you are in your faith, which is kind of ties into belief. Faith is where you stand in that thing. It's the thing that's keeping you to it. So it's the substance. It's what makes it so that thing that you're hoping for. So what is it that you're hoping for? What is it that you're trusting to come to pass? So I guess in essence, belief plays a part in it, but it's not a firm, it's not a permanent position always, which is why, like I said, we tend to lose hope sometimes. But what are the things that help us lose hope? Comparison. We don't see the fruit that we saw in someone else's life. Maybe somebody said, that's crazy. That's not going to happen. That's impossible. You can't do that. How in the world do you think you're going to be able to? So, all of these things start to affect our hope. And sometimes even when we speak, oh, I can't do this. It's not meant for me. If God meant for it to happen, then it would have happened. Well, not necessarily, because sometimes those things that God intends to happen, you have to remember, we have His perfect will and His permissive will. And oftentimes we're operating in the permissive part of His will. It's what He's allowing to happen. So it doesn't mean, because it didn't happen, God didn't mean for it to happen, because that would mean that everything that does happen, God means for it to happen, which isn't the case either. Sometimes we don't do our part to bring to pass the thing we're hoping for. Sometimes we abort the mission halfway in. There are sometimes, and I'm sorry I got excited right there, but there are some times that we'll be right there at the brink of that thing turning. It's like trying to crank up a car, and you cranking it, and you hitting the gas. Back in the day, they did all these different things to get the car started up. And eventually they'd be like, it's not turning. So you would just leave it. You would walk away. But if you probably would have just let it sit for a couple of minutes, and let all of the other things that you were doing process through, and then turn one more time while on that gas, it would have turned. Which is why sometimes people are like, I was just about to quit, and I turned it again, and boom, there it was. So sometimes we lose hope right at the breaking point. We lose hope right at the coming to pass point. We lose hope right at the manifestation point. And sometimes we lose it at the halfway point. Some of us lose it right at the beginning. So it's at different points. But what I want you to think about today is, what is it? What is hope? And we said it. It's that thing. It's something you trust to come to pass. It's something you trust to happen. It's a strong desire for something to happen, right? What is it that you are desiring? And I want to say one thing that will help us in holding on to the things we hope for is putting more value in it. And what do I mean by that? Understanding why you're doing what you're doing. See, it says, faith comes by hearing and hearing by the word of God. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. So faith and hope go hand in hand, right? We've already established that. So if I'm hoping this thing to come to pass, then I have faith in where it's coming from. So there's a value in it. If I really want it, there's a value in it. And sometimes just wanting it isn't enough. But when you understand the purpose of the thing that you're hoping for, that gives you more fuel to hold on. Sometimes knowing and understanding that even though it's something that you have to do or something that's coming to you, understanding that it helps more than just you, it blesses more than just you, that kind of helps you keep fighting sometimes. And so what is it that you're hoping for? What is it anchored in? What is it anchored in? Understand the value of it, the true value, not just the fact that you desire it, but there's a purpose behind the thing you're hoping for. And if there isn't, take a step back, reevaluate, and determine what it is. And maybe, just maybe, the thing you're hoping for really isn't God's perfect will. It may be the permissive will, which has a different push behind it for you. But understand what hope is. Know what you're hoping for. Place a godly value to it. Operate in wisdom. Don't lose faith. And if you do, it's okay. Take a pause and reactivate that faith. Watch how you speak about it. Watch your mouth concerning other things, people, and places, and their hopes and their dreams. And remember, some of the people that are speaking negative or speaking ill against it, they weren't there when you received the vision for the thing that you're hoping for. So if they weren't in the room, they don't have the sight that you do. Hold firm to what he gave you. Don't let go. Be pliable, which is something new. We haven't talked about that. But be pliable. Because the way you get there may not be the way in which you think. But the end result is still the thing that we hope for. So what? God changes the course. And sometimes that course change isn't that it necessarily was wrong the way you were going, but maybe he's taking you on a detour because there's something else to pick up or somebody else to pick up, because maybe something or somebody else is connected to the thing that you're hoping for. Maybe there were some things that had to be worked out in you to make you ready and available for the thing that you're hoping for. Somebody's calling me. But hold firm to your faith. Hold firm to your faith. That's all I have. Join me next month when our series will be something else. I'm really excited about it. This is going to be a long one. It's going to have a lot of different parts to it. But y'all know what it is. I love y'all real big. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, keep it kingdom.